Episode 180 is dedicated to the life and memory of Susie, who sadly passed away during the editing of this episode.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Withering Effect episode 180. Today's date is July 20th, 2024, and I am Duds, or Duds versus known to the rest of the interwebs.
And I'm Carl, you may know me as Carl Rides. So what have you been up to recently, Duds?
I've been sick.
You've been sick?
Yeah, so everyone's familiar with my allergy cough that comes twice a year and lasts for like 4 months, right?
I am.
You are intimately
Oh, yes.
in tune with that.
I know more than your doctor does about it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my doctor's like, oh, it'll go away. It's like, yeah, for 4 months. This year, I didn't get my allergy cough.
Oh.
I think that has a lot to do with my vertigo, though, because I was putting on a lot of medicine to drain a lot of my sinuses, and I think that's what stopped the allergy cough from happening. But if anyone watched my latest video, I actually got sick for like the first time in over a decade. Straight up, stuck in bed, just feeling like absolute garbage. I've had sniffles and stuff, but nothing that's ever like put me down.
Mm-hmm.
Like I still go out and I can do my normal stuff and everything. No, this put me down. I was like, holy cow, this sucks. But get over it in 2 or 3 days. I still have a cough now though. Yay. So welcome back.
Welcome back, cough. Welcome back.
Yeah. It is, every week it gets better. It was bad enough where I couldn't complete a sentence without coughing. Now I can go a couple minutes without coughing while talking. So you can still hear it. It just spontaneously randomly comes up. But I ended up working on an episode. I was actually really proud of that episode because this past episode that came out was one of the hardest to do.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of personal stuff going on in the background on top of getting sick. And on top of not having much inspiration, it's just absolutely, it was a struggle. But the big catalyst for the episode was Loki's gift.
Yeah.
Loki gifted a giant wither with wither roses, very reminiscent of our first logo.
Yeah.
He built it in the base, and I was like, oh man, this is so nice. I'm not going to tear it down. Matter of fact, I need to frame it somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was going to do a build around it. And then one night, I was just getting ready to hop in the shower, and it popped in my head, this like ring that would be a distance away from it, and you would look through the ring, and it would act like a frame.
Nice.
And I was going to have the interior of the ring glowing, so at night, it really like illuminated everything. And so I went ahead and I built it, and like when I had the idea for the build, and then when I finished the build, it was literally like 2 days. I was real happy with how fast it got put together. The problem was I got sick. I was getting sick during the build. So I did a little movie magic.
Movie magic?
Yeah. When I cut to the scene where I was sitting on my stairs saying I was sick, that was actually after the scene where I was building the dock holding the ring.
Nice.
It just so happened like it seemed like a good transition.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew I was going to be very limited on what I could physically do. So I was like, I'm going to put this transition here. So that way, if I have to continue to do replay mod stuff, it's linked in there and people know while I'm doing replay mod or why I'm doing replay mod. Words. Can you tell we haven't done a recording in a while? Why I was going to continue doing replay mod things.
Yeah. When I used to record, I used to do that all the time where I'd like record scenes out of order.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to make sure that I didn't have anything in shot that would be coming up later in the episode for continuity and stuff. So
yeah.
When you're making videos, you got to think about that kind of stuff. Is if you're going to record something out of order because it's easier for your schedule, for example, then, you know, like you've done a big build in one go, but you want to split it up into 2 separate scenes. You're recording something after, you've got to make sure that you're not showing stuff that you're going to build in a minute, because people will be like, what?
Yeah. When I finished all of that, my episode was like 10, 11 minutes. And being sick was lasting longer than I thought it was going to. And I really contemplated just ending the episode there and moving on. but I had this idea of getting my horse and camel out of Spawn Town because they're still sitting there. I've never gone back and grabbed them.
Yeah.
And granted, they're not going to have much purpose on my island. It's an island. You can walk the whole thing in 30 seconds. But I was like, I'll build a home for them. And so I start designing this barn. And when I say like designing a barn, a lot of people know, especially my server mates, I don't use the creative mode much. I find it hurts my creativity more than it helps. I'm weird. I like to visualize something and then just kind of go. I don't like building it twice. I don't know, like it's just the way my brain's wired. It's off. But I start building this barn with the intention of the side entrance that's facing my wheat farm and my mud farm to be the only entrance.
Yeah.
But as I'm building it, I'm like, no, it would be cool if I had a path that went through here and then a path that went through here. And now I've basically gotten rid of the stables for the horse and the camel. So now I have nowhere to put them. So it went from this building with a function to a building without a function that I can hopefully make a function for. And honestly, I said it in my episode, it's my second favorite build this season for sure. My house will be my first and favorite. Like, that's the best house I've ever made.
Nice.
And like, I really enjoy the finished product of that barn. And I think it's because I purposely forced myself to use blocks I didn't like.
Yeah.
So the walls are made out of tuff, cobble, gravel, and there's another one. Maybe it was just those three. And then brick and granite for the top section. So I was like, I'm going to make myself use bamboo and bales of hay or wheat. Are they called hay bales? Yeah, they're called hay bales in the game.
Yeah.
So I used those. It turned out really good. Really good. To the point where the barn in my single player world, which is what the generic shape was based off of, I want to rip it out and build this version over there.
Nice. You like it that much? You like upgrading the rest of them as well.
Exactly. And like, there was a spot where I didn't know what to do with it. And I was like, it needs a pop of more color and stuff. And then I noticed the hay bales have that red binding stripe on it. So I was like, well, I'll use mangrove trapdoors. And I was like, holy cow, that blended really well. Especially because there are two trapdoors stacked on each other, but there's half slabs in front of it. So it basically, instead of the circle of the trapdoor, it created two half moon shapes.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that actually looked really good. I did cheat on the interior ceiling. I couldn't think of a good shape for the ceiling, so I just plastered leaves everywhere.
Classic.
But yeah, I love that build.
Nice.
And I'm really happy I was able to push through a lot of... This whole season's been really rough for me. I haven't felt engaging. And normally I start a season with a visual in my head.
Yeah.
Like, I can see the entire base from day one. And this season, I've not seen a single part of my base until I've built it. So it's like, it's like walking through fog until you get to your destination. And so every destination is just blank white canvas until I put something there. It's scary for me.
Sounds like it's going well, though. Some good stuff happening in the season. So, you know.
But when it's done, but when you're starting the next episode, you're like, oh God, what do I do?
Oh, that was me every episode.
Yeah.
I had no idea what I was doing from episode to episode when I used to do videos.
So you understand.
Oh yeah, that was just me. That's just like, I start recording and go, right, what are we doing now? I don't know. It's all good fun.
What have you been up to, Carl?
I wasn't on last episode.
No.
It's been 2 months, 3 probably, since you last heard from me. So I was doing all of our 5-year anniversary stuff. Sorting the skins out, sorting the webpage out, sorting the download links out and all that good stuff, and getting them all ready and socials and all that kind of stuff. So that was quite a busy time while you were recording the last episode with High Hopes.
Yep.
So thanks to him for stepping in as co-host for that episode. It was really great to have him on. Also, the classic working. But I've been playing a few games. I was on the Withering Effect server earlier because Bisect have just transferred our server to their new platform. So I was just making sure everything was A-okay with that and making sure that everything was in place and sorting out a few things on the plot world. And I've also been playing the Hitman World of Assassinations Season of the Disruptor. So this is the summer 2024 free like content update.
Mm-hmm.
So I've already played the Rotten Fruit Challenge, and they've got loads more coming up soon. We've got the Sapienza Sports Club, we've got a Fine Vintage, Mystery of the Unicorns, loads of great stuff coming up. The Dartmoor Garden Show in August. And I got my purple ICA briefcase, which is, for those of you who don't know the game, you can smuggle stuff in a briefcase, like a sniper rifle or something like that. And if you were to watch a Hitman stream on Twitch, similar to how Minecraft did their skins on Twitch, if you watch for like an hour, you get a purple ICA briefcase, so I've got that. So yeah, I've been enjoying that. So if you guys have got Hitman, and look out for the summer of the Disruptor challenges and all that good stuff. Playing a bit of Age of Empires, playing a bit of Supermarket Simulator. So I've been playing a few games, doing some stuff on the show, sorting stuff out IRL.
Mm-hmm.
Been a good time.
Nice. There is one more personal thing I'm actually going to share. This has been going on for a few months now.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working out hard. So I went to the doctor and I got diagnosed with pre-diabetes. And that scared the living heck out of me.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, they started doing... The big one that hit was the test where they make sure your nerves in the bottom of your feet are still working.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's when it kind of sunk in. I was like, oh no. And I made a deal with myself that if I was going to lose my feet, I was going to use them until I lost them. I've basically, since that day, been walking 7 miles every day.
Nice.
I have lost 50 pounds since January.
It's great as well. It's not, walking, it's not just about physical health as well. It also helps, like, mentally as well. Like, being able to just be outside in the fresh air and process everything mentally. Come up with great ideas when you're not bombarded with everything of modern life. Like, our phones go off constantly, and there's so many things to keep track of.
Carl, I live in North Carolina. It's like 99 degrees now. It sucks being outside.
Well, it's lovely here being outside. That sounds like a you problem.
Yeah. No, you're right. And that, so I wake up 5 o'clock in the morning and I do half of my walking, and then I come home from work and do the other half. And those 2 times a day, I very much am trying to clear my head.
Yeah.
Listen to a bunch of podcasts. Just relax.
What podcasts have you been listening to?
I've done a lot of the Imp and Skiz podcast.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of podcasts Carl does not want to know about because they're sports related.
Sports, woo!
Sports ball, yeah!
Sports ball, woo! We played sports ball. We lost to Spain. That was fun. European Cup.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about USA's performance because it's ultra sad. But no, I need to pull up our last half stack show to see which ones you were recommending.
Yeah.
Now that I'm listening to a ton of podcasts, I need more podcasts.
Definitely. Maybe if you listen to the Bond one from Rewatch with Love, you'll understand my love for James Bond.
I already like James Bond.
Yeah, but you could like them more.
I didn't really like the last one. It was okay.
I didn't like the last one either.
Yeah.
But we've had this discussion before.
Yeah, we have. Okay, so should we move on to the news?
Let's do it.
I was looking through a lot of the previous news stuff, and it's a lot of beta updates for Bedrock.
Yep.
Which is over my head. It's a lot of parody stuff. So I'm not going to cover all the little fixes.
I mean, we're at basically near the end of July recording this, and we ain't going to see anything until Minecraft Live now.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Any kind of update that's going to come out now will be performance enhancing.
Yeah, it'll be little things. You're not going to see anything big between now and Minecraft Live, so...
Yeah, so news will be...
It'll be dry.
Yeah. There is... Minecraft is officially on PS5 now. That's a big thing. There was a holdout for some reason. I don't know why that took so long to get in there.
Yeah, that's very weird.
I know it has something to do with Sony and Microsoft owning Minecraft, not wanting to cooperate.
Guys, just put your dummies away.
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends?
Just get on. Jeez.
I sung for you guys. That tells you how good of a mood I'm in right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
We are honoured.
Carl, cut that out of the show. Make sure no one hears it.
Oh, that's staying, my friend.
Yeah, that's going to be on the end of the episode.
Well, you'll be able to hear it twice. You're welcome.
Oh, no. Talk about your news, Carl. Talk about your news.
We've had a little bit of a CubedCon teaser. They've been putting out little videos on Twitter and YouTube and stuff, showing pictures from the convention center with like construction music over the top of it, like construction noises over the top of it. So it looks like we're getting ready for an announcement of a date of CubedCon. And of course, we will be there. So if you guys get your free ticket once it's announced the date and come and see us over that weekend and take screenshots with us and all that kind of stuff and come by our booth, and hopefully we'll be doing a live show from there as well. We've got to talk to the top team over there and get ourselves a slot and decide which of the 3 stages we want this year.
They have always been very accommodating to us.
They have.
Which is amazing.
We've moved our schedule more than twice, and they have been accommodating to us moving it, so... That was a good time over there at Cube, so I'm looking forward to that. We've also had Goodpods, which is a podcast platform. They've been around for a while, but they've sort of been under the radar. But now they've got onto the Spotify availability tab in our system that we publish the show through. So they're starting to come up as one of the big platforms now. So if you guys are using Goodpods for your podcast, then we're on there now as well. And you can get the link. I'll leave it in the show notes.
Nice.
As with all the other links I do during the show. So yeah, there's been some little things going on, but nothing that exciting recently in the Minecraft world.
No.
Minecraft Live will be the big event, and we'll of course have a live show after all the announcements from that, whether that be at Cubed or from our server, depends on what dates Cubed is and what dates Minecraft Live is. So look out for announcements on that on Discord and Twitter and Instagram and all that kind of stuff from us. When we have the information, we'll let you know.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are like, what do you mean there's not any big thing? 1.21 released and everything. It's like, yeah, but Channel 64 just updated to that, so I have not messed with any of the 121 stuff yet. And
the Withering Effect Patreon server, we're waiting for a couple of the plugins that we use for world management and user management to be updated to 121 before we can update it, because we have separate systems to authenticate users based on their Patreon account, and we also have a separate system that manages all of the worlds that are on that server as well. So obviously they need to be updated before we can do anything, because otherwise it will break.
Yeah.
And that will be Carl very sad.
And they are very important.
They are very important. So as soon as they're updated, we will update the server. So Patreons who are listening, we will get the server updated as soon as we can, but we're just waiting on some plugins at the moment.
So our last episode, listener polls.
Listener polls.
I say polls, it's poll. Yeah, I see your very funny note.
Yeah, YouTube. Spotify allows us to run polls, but it allows us to set it so when you reply to it, you can select multiple options. Our question was, which of these capes do you have on your Minecraft account? So obviously you can have multiple capes on a Minecraft account, so you can select which ones you've got. On YouTube, we're only allowed to let you select one answer. There's no multiple selection on there. So YouTube, get your act together. You're owned by Google. You've got a lot of money. Put a bit of it into your polls, please. Thank you. That ends my soapbox.
Yeah.
Soapbox.
So we had the 15th anniversary cape, Twitch cape, TikTok cape, Cherry Blossom, and Migrator cape. I have every single one of these but the TikTok cape.
I have every single one of them, I think. Yeah.
I don't have a TikTok, so...
I use the Withering Effects TikTok account to get it.
Yeah.
Just like our highlights go on YouTube Shorts and on Twitter and Instagram, they also go on TikTok. And they're actually doing very, very well.
On TikTok?
On TikTok. I haven't added up all of the views, but it's in the thousands.
What?
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll send you a thing later. I really like the TikTok cape, though. It looks really cool. It looks like Colgate toothpaste, but I kind of dig it.
I will say the TikTok cape was the coolest of the capes.
Mm-hmm. The 15th anniversary was alright.
It was good. It wasn't great.
Yeah, but no, the TikTok one was really cool, especially with an elytra.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm using at the moment.
The Twitch cape was not very good.
Yeah, it wasn't the best. At least mine's more exclusive now, because it seems like hardly anyone bothered to get the TikTok one.
No.
So it's more exclusive.
I will say, though, the people who do have them, I see them repping it.
Uh-huh. It's really good. I like it.
It is a very pretty cape.
Very, very pretty. But yeah, look out for another listener poll this month, and hopefully we'll have it on YouTube as well. That'd be good.
Mm-hmm.
We almost forgot to give the actual results out. In first place, we have the 15th anniversary cape with 35% of the vote. In second place is Cherry Blossom with 30% of the vote. Next is a joint third for the Twitch cape and the Migrator cape with 15% each. And then the TikTok cape down at 5%.
You have a little note here saying the 5th anniversary shirt downloads, and it's 50-50.
I'm tracking the downloads for each of the capes, for each of the skins that we designed, just to see which one was more popular, and it's literally 50-50. So it sounds like everyone's just downloading both.
Well, I mean, yeah, you get free shirts.
Free shirts.
Take them both. 2
free shirts. More could you ask for?
Yeah. Now, the big one is, what about the Duds Patreon special?
I do not have that information.
Yeah. That was kind of a last minute, hey, Carl, throw this one in too.
You know, you're not doing anything, are you, Carl? Can you do this one as well? I'm like, okay.
I'm sorry, Carl. Hey, I really liked my tie-dye shirt.
It is cool. It's cool. All the skins were cool. I've seen my one for like the first time in game today. Like, you know, with all like the layers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Looks so cool. The layers really make skins.
Yes.
If you're not using layers on your skins, guys, you're missing out, because they're the way to do it.
They add so much, which is why it drives me crazy when you're like, well, I want this layer to do that. I'm like, but God, I used the layers in a different... No, okay. You want to take the jacket off? You can take the jacket off.
Yeah, I wanted to take the jacket off. I wanted to show off my shirt underneath.
All right.
Nah, I love my skin, though. The one that you did for me. It's great.
I had to do it like 5 times, though, because like I'm like, oh, this is great. And Carl's like, yeah, no.
Yeah, but,
And I'll do this. And he's like, no. And if I was like, hey, I just want to be able to take the jacket off. It's like, why did you start with that?
It reminds me of when we were doing the music for the Withering Effect, and I was giving decoy pointers, and the 4th time he was like, why didn't you start with that? I'm like, I'm sorry. For the Patreon music, I think that was.
Yeah, it's very hard to vocalize visions.
Yeah, it definitely is.
That's one thing I've learned about this podcast.
Yeah. In my head, I know what I want something to look like or sound like, or, you know, what it to do. But I can't really get that over to people.
Yeah.
It seems.
I struggle the same way.
We get there in the end.
Yeah. Should we move on to listener comments?
Let's do it.
This one's from Team Chaotic 9. I hope I'm saying that correct. Maybe Chaotix. There's an X instead of a C at the end of your name. Let me know which is the correct way, so if you leave another comment, I can get it correct, because I hate messing up people's names. I get called Dudes Versus a lot.
He does.
And it drives me crazy. So I know the feeling.
And sometimes he gets called other names.
Oh, check out DuDs. That's so hilarious. I'm sorry. Is the screen name intentional? Is the screen name intentionally doo-doo? Or oh no, I'm reading it wrong. It's not doo-doo. Oh no, it's not. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Go listen to episode 120 to find out more about that with Short Zelda 22.
Anyways, the question is, just had a thought. I was wondering if they should add a dagger to Minecraft in the next update. It would not do a lot of damage normally, but if you can crit them in the back, it would do more damage. I like this idea. I've been waiting on this combat update since they announced they were working on it.
Mm-hmm.
How long ago? I remember Jeb was the first one working on this. Was this back in like 111?
It's older than this podcast.
For sure.
And we're at 5 years here.
Yeah, it was like one of the original episodes we had done. We were talking about it.
Yeah.
The thing with hit detection, you'll see it a lot in first-person shooters. Hit detection is a huge thing. It's basically a lot of cubes stacked on top of each other to cover the model.
Mm-hmm.
And the cubes are sized to try to cling as close to the model as possible. And each cube has different point system depending on where it's located. So like a headshot and stuff would count for more. This is basically taking that same idea. The issue is you can see Minecraft's hit detection cube if you hit the, was it F3B?
Yeah.
And it's just one cube. So every side hits for the same amount. The only difference would be the crit hit, which is more of a, I guess it's a player detection because of how you're hitting them.
Yeah, it's probably based on the player dealing it rather than the player receiving it.
Yeah, and you get that with wings and stuff. They would have to change the hitbox to register a front and a back. I don't know how hard that would be, but I like the idea of a dagger, mainly because of the times in when I was playing Minecraft Dungeons.
Mm-hmm.
I used the two-handed daggers the most because of how fast they were.
Yeah.
So if you could use them and get the quick swiping motion, that would be great. It would almost be like pre 1.9 combat. I think a lot of people would like that option because now we have the mace, which is a slow but very powerful weapon. And now if you go to a dagger, which is small, quick, and if you hit the right spot, does a good bit of damage. It would allow more kinds of gameplay. Like you could now do a sneak attack. They have sound in the game, so imagine you're able to sneak up on a person and attack. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, definitely. We've got like the normal weapons in the middle, and then you've got like the crossbow, which is the really slow one, and then you'd have like the dagger at the other end, really quick one, so you could kind of pick your weapon based on the context of the situation and what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
Or like a mini game or something. Maybe a quicker weapon would be better in certain mini games and certain maps, that kind of thing. So yeah, definitely on board with a dagger.
Anytime you want to pull off a critical hit in Minecraft, you immediately think about jumping.
Yeah.
Jumping. So to be able to do a critical hit without jumping,
definitely.
it opens up a lot of new gameplay.
Yeah, really like that idea.
I do too. I would love for... I like the combat update. I know that's going to get a lot of people mad because they hate the 1.9 combat. I liked the combat update compared to 1.8. The 1.8 felt off, but I do believe the combat needs another update. It needs fine-tuning.
Definitely. The last time we saw, I think it was a snapshot, but it was like on Reddit or something. It wasn't like in the launch or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But there was like a combat kind of snapshot beta thing.
Yep. And
the stuff in there was awesome. And then we haven't seen it for like 3 years. So
basically, Jeb was working on it.
Mm-hmm.
And he put out like hey, this is what I'm doing. This is what's coming out.
Yeah.
Let me know if you like it or not. And then Jeb got moved off the project and we haven't heard about it since.
Yep. Hopefully we'll hear about it at Minecraft Live, along with my modern update and my end update. That'd be great. Cheers, Fact.
I can literally say I have no clue what's coming for the next update.
And if we did, we wouldn't be able to tell you anyway.
Oh yeah, I don't think the devs are talking to us.
I love putting that kind of air of suspicion out there.
Yeah.
Do they know?
Yeah, I'm gonna shove Carl's air of suspicion out the window. We don't know.
We have no idea.
Before we move on, here's Jimbo to remind you how you can get a discount on your own Minecraft server from Bisect Hosting.
You can get a discount on your own Minecraft server through our partnership with Bisect Hosting, offering our community 25% off any game server for their first month. This is for new clients only. Visit bisecthosting.com/TWE and use the code TWE at checkout to receive the discount.
All right, thanks for that, Jimbo. Carl, I think you have some important news.
Yes, Duds messaged me the other day and said, been a while since we've done that Mending Minecraft thing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been about 3 updates since. What do you reckon we bring it back?
Yes.
And I went, good idea. We haven't got it ready for this episode, but we will bring Mending Minecraft back, covering the items and mobs and all that good stuff that have been added since we retired it back in episode 165.
Mm-hmm.
Look out for a vote in the Discord very soon, and we'll be using Discord's new poll system, which, we were ahead of the curve there, creating our own poll systems, but there's now one built into Discord.
Mm-hmm.
That makes it easier for us as well. You were saying something about having them themed rather than free blocks or free mobs. You wanted them to be themed this time?
Well, I was thinking we could theme some of them.
Mm-hmm.
We can still stick with the classic, here's 3 things to pick from, but every once in a while throw in hey, let's mend exploration, combat, or inventory.
Yeah.
That was my thing. It's hey, every 5 or so we'll throw in a themed one.
Mm-hmm.
Our biggest thing was we flew through Mending Minecraft, mainly because we were doing a weekly episode.
Yeah, we were doing a weekly show at that point. So we started Mending Minecraft on episode 29.
Wow.
And we ended it on episode 165.
It's a big staple of the show.
Yeah.
I remember the day when we decided, hey, we just don't have anything else left for this. We've covered everything in the game.
We were rooting around in the bottom of the bag and just finding nothing in there.
Yeah.
What? There's nothing in here anymore.
Creator Clash sounded like a great thing, but it was 3 times as much work.
Yeah, and there wasn't actually that much stuff that we could really go into anyway.
Yeah, I found a couple cool data packs that I really liked and am still using to this day. But every time I'd have to test something out, I'd have to create a brand new instance of Minecraft, download different mods because for some reason the mods I use to do my game now didn't work. And a lot of that was because they required Optifine and it required a certain version of Optifine, not the latest version of Optifine.
Yeah.
And then even then I would have to go back and use a backup of my world because I'm now using an older version of Optifine. So I needed to use an older version of Minecraft. And it would basically take me 3 hours just to get to the point where I could try the mod or even the resource packs. Some of the resource packs, I had to do that too. And I was like, oh, this is getting ridiculous just to see if I want to cover this. This isn't even my actual review. This is just seeing as hey, can this be one of the 3 options?
Mm-hmm.
And then I kind of put out there hey, I'm just going to let you guys suggest stuff and then I'll cover it. And then no one really suggested anything. So I was like, okay, obviously this section of the show is not as popular. So we're just not going to do it anymore.
Yeah.
And then during my walk, I had a little bit of clarity because when I texted you that I remember I was on lap 3 of 5.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey, we haven't done that Mending Minecraft thing in a while. And there's been a lot of updates. Maybe we have enough stuff now.
Yeah. See, walking brings out the good ideas.
Yeah, I'd love Mending Minecraft, so I'm excited that it'll come back.
Definitely, yeah. So if you haven't joined the Discord, the link's in the description and the show notes. Join us over there and get your vote notifications turned on. We'll let you know when we've got 3 things for you to vote on.
Yeah.
Nice.
Should we move on to the main topic?
Let's do it.
Carl was actually in charge of the main topic today.
You shouldn't put me in charge of these things. So I came up with 3 pets or animals that we'd like to see added to Minecraft. Because we've got things like dogs, we've got cats, we've got horses, we've got
axolotls, foxes, beavers,
turtles, beavers.
I was making sure you were paying attention.
We don't have beavers, sir.
You don't know?
I mean, yeah.
Watch, next Minecraft update, if there's beavers, they're all going to be thinking, he knows.
He knows, see? They knew, really. No. So I came up with 3, Duds came up with 3 kind of pets, animals that we'd like to see added.
The best part is, I think we had the same kind of idea, because at least one of yours and 2 of mine sit around a certain biome.
Yes, definitely.
And I literally thought of what biome needs more.
This is the biome that needs more life. Let's give it loads.
Yep. I'm going to let you go number 1.
Okay, so my first one, I had the ideas for these 3 mobs, but I also had a look on YouTube to see whether anyone had come up with the same kind of ideas and what they thought the drops could be or the food could be in that. So it's sort of like a mixture of my ideas and their ideas, these. So shout out to log.zip. And the first one is hedgehog. When the hedgehog gets into a ball, it can hurt mobs, so you could use them in farms. They eat worms, which can be found in farmland. So like when you're digging up your crops, you have a chance for worms to spawn out of the farmland, and that's the food that hedgehogs eat. So I think hedgehogs would be a really great addition to Minecraft because they have 2 states. They have the normal state where they're just a cute little pet that you can have running around your base, and then they also have the ball when they're, they go into their kind of like defensive mode with the spikes and everything, and they can be used in farms to help kill off whatever you're farming. So yeah, hedgehogs.
Yeah, I like the idea of hedgehogs. Honestly, when I made my list, I noticed you only had 1 item on your list.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the last one.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, Carl's leaning this way. I'm going to lean this way. And it turns out we kind of lean the same way, all said and done.
Yeah, it seemed like we like the same kind of animals and the same kind of class of animal, I guess.
I didn't go as deep, like thinking of what they can eat and all that stuff. My main parameters were it couldn't be hostile because they needed to be pets, but at the same time they needed to have an era of respect, because that seems to be kind of like the Mojang way now. Like, don't kill the mobs. So I didn't even consider drops or anything like that.
Most of these drops are from those YouTubers, not from me. So
yeah,
I do like what they came up with though, like eating worms. The great thing about hedgehogs is they have 2 states. They have the cute and cuddly state, but they also have the attack defensive kind of state as well. So I think they're a really versatile mob, and something that we don't have a lot of in Minecraft, those kind of mobs that have those 2 different sides to them. So I think hedgehogs are really sort of the standout one on my list, definitely.
For sure. I think they could be cool and annoying at the same time, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah.
The fact that it introduces worms as something. I could see using worms in farmland as a way to help crops.
Yeah. Currently you've got where you have bees like fly over crops and it helps them grow. So you can have a similar thing with worms where it helps the kind of nourishment of the soil. And, when they pop up, you can use them, like I say, for food for your hedgehog. Yeah, I think worms could be really versatile in that way.
Yeah.
What's the first one on your list?
My first one is the koala.
Koala.
So Savannah has always felt like the most in-need biome in Minecraft to me.
Definitely.
I'm very sad it never won a biome vote. But to give Savannah some life, I thought koala, or as some of my Australian friends call them, drop pandas, would be a great way to introduce them to the game. They mainly eat leaves, so it's probably going to be acacia leaves, but I won't let them actually destroy trees. It'll be like, hey, this is what you feed them to breed them.
Maybe you could have like a way of like when you chop leaves down that you can put them into your inventory and it creates like a salad bowl or something from them, and then you can give that to your koala as
maybe
like as food rather than the actual full leaf.
Yeah.
It'd be very strange giving this 1 meter by 1 meter cube leaf to this pet.
Yeah, and it would give you another reason to have bowls.
Yeah, I think bowls are really underutilized, like from day-to-day players.
I've never crafted a bowl. Can you even craft a bowl?
No idea. Not a clue.
Yeah, I mean, how long have we played Minecraft and we don't know if you can craft a bowl? I have to assume it's the same thing as a bucket, but with wood.
Probably. Let us know. We have no idea.
Yeah, so, koalas I think would be fun. I just really want to see a baby koala in the game.
Yeah.
I think that would be the cutest thing in the world.
Definitely. Yeah, really cool. Like it.
They're just kind of there for ambiance.
Mm-hmm.
They're not supposed to have much of a purpose. What's your number 2, Carl?
My number 2 is the kangaroo. So this is a mixture again of my ideas and ideas from Arrows on YouTube. So these kangaroos are found in the savannah. They eat ferns, apples, and moss, or one of those, whichever one you want to pick. So when you breed them, the young hops into one of their pouches, or the player can get in the pouch as well and be bounced around by this kangaroo. I think that would be really, really cool.
Oh, Carl.
Come on. That sounds great. But you have no control over them, so they just go where they want. It'd be really cool for like a mini game where you've got to get to a certain point but you have to use kangaroos. And it's just at the whim of the kangaroo whether you get there or not. I think that's really cool. And they drop bushmeat and hide, similar to the rabbits, which you can use for turning into leather or to repair a elytra, just like you do with the hide we have now. Yeah, kangaroos. Australians again, you'd be happy with that. Our Australian friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the idea of kangaroos. It's a big mob.
Yeah.
It definitely is going to add ambiance. And I guess a little fun, too.
Yeah, I like to, mobs are great for like mob drops or like, parts of like crafting recipes or whatever, but mobs are just a bit of fun, up my street. So yeah, being able to just get in a kangaroo's pouch and have no control over where you end up. This kangaroo just bouncing around, you're like, I guess we're going over here now. Love it, love it.
Mm-hmm.
So what is your number 2?
My number 2 is a meerkat.
Oh, meerkat.
This doesn't really fall under the pets because meerkats can be pretty aggressive when they reach a certain age.
No. I've seen them on the telly. They sell car insurance over here.
I think that's a lizard, a gecko.
It might be in the US, but over here.
Do you guys not have the Geico gecko?
No. We have Compare the Meerkat, which is like a car insurance comparison site.
What?
Yeah. Anyone who's outside of the UK will not get this at all, but we have meerkats who sell car insurance.
What is wrong with your country, Carl?
How long have you got?
The lizard sells car insurance.
No, we have Russian meerkats that sell us car insurance.
Wow. Heartbroken. Jeez.
I've seen those adverts, though. The US, like, gecko one.
I have obviously not seen your meerkat.
Oh, compare to meerkat.
They eat insects. Here's they don't drink water.
Mm-hmm.
They're meant for the desert. So there's that. They don't drink water. They eat insects. They get their water from insects, which I think would be a good way to work with Carl's worms. Having something like that. I think they have been introduced in a biome vote.
Okay.
And they were supposed to eat termites.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I can't remember. I think termites is what killed that biome, period, because people don't want termites eating their builds.
Mm-hmm.
There's that. I think you should bring in another bug, maybe a scorpion.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you can have that.
And they just randomly attack you as well. That'd be great.
Well, no, I'm thinking if you were to befriend a meerkat, you would obviously want the meerkat to travel with you in the desert to find scorpions and kill the scorpions for you.
Yeah.
Kind of like how the dog or the wolf will kill skeletons for you.
Mm-hmm.
That could be a great combination.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Love the idea of meerkats.
Yeah, and they're cute.
They are very cute. I think we've kind of picked a lot of cute animals in this.
Yeah. Well, you said pet/animals, and I was like, okay, I should definitely not choose a shark.
Yeah, a pet shark. Well, we have dolphins, I guess.
Well, I was thinking about that because sharks are one of those aquatic mobs people have been asking for a while.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? We kind of already have a shark replacement in the drowned.
Mm-hmm.
And as in, that's a creature that attacks you in the water. You don't want too many creatures that attack you in the water.
Yeah.
There's that. As much as I admit the shark would be cool, I like not being under constant attack when I'm trying to chill out in a boat.
The amount of times I've been killed by drowns trying to build something from their, what's the...
Trident.
Trident, that's it. You know when I was building the maps district in Ripple Season 3?
Yeah.
And I had it on a platform in the sea?
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I decided that was a good idea. It was the most annoying thing I've ever built in my life. I must have died at least 10 times by drown building that platform because they kept throwing tridents at me. I hate them so much.
Yeah. Drown not fun, but I think they're a good variation from the shark.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, what was your last one, Carl?
My last one is the one that I started with, the one that you saw earlier, is hamsters. Again, mixture of my ideas and the ideas of log.zip on YouTube. I'm a big fan of hamsters. I've had hamsters. They're cute, they're great, they're awesome, best animal ever. But in Minecraft, it's kind of a weird one. You could make a hamster wheel, which is actually a square, from 4 iron bars in a crafting table. And when they run on that wheel, so they jump on and off it just like real hamsters do.
Mm-hmm.
And when they run on the wheel, it creates a redstone signal.
Mm-hmm.
So you can use them as like a redstone randomizer.
Mm-hmm.
They would eat carrots, just like they do in real life, and they can be found and tamed in the Badlands. I don't know about like whether we could make like cages for them. I don't know whether that's getting a bit too modern.
I think they should ride on you like parrots do.
Yes, because I've had hamsters before, and they will sit on your shoulder and just watch TV with you.
Yep.
So yeah, you could have it like parrots, where they'll run up the player onto their shoulder and like eat their carrot and stuff. Hamsters are just cute. I wanted to start with a really cute one, and yeah, the kind of hamster wheel was the person on YouTube's idea, having them where they jump on and off and it create a redstone signal from the wheel. And I think that could be quite cool as well, because we have a few different randomizers in redstone. We have like the redstone ore, put an armor stand on top of it, and that creates like a randomized redstone signal.
Mm-hmm.
You could do that the same with the hamster wheel, and I think that'd be really cool as well.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
What is your number 3, your final one?
My number 3 was also my number 1.
Nice.
This is the one I thought of first, and it's an owl.
Nice.
We don't have a lot of flight animals in the game.
Except for that terrible one that we all voted for.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
So I really like the idea of bringing in another flight animal. And I was thinking they could be in the birch forest.
Yeah.
Because we were supposed to be getting a new birch forest anyways. Instead of hunting mice and stuff, I don't really have a food for the owls. I'm thinking just seeds, like the parrots. But the fun mechanic I was going to have was that owls would mess with foxes.
Nice.
Not like hurt them or anything, but like if an owl sees a sleeping fox, it would go down and peck it and then fly away.
A really annoying alarm clock for foxes.
This has no bearing on anything in real life. I just thought it would be hilarious to see an owl swoop down and poke a fox while it's sleeping and then fly away.
Nice.
Yeah, I really like that idea. I hope that's the one that makes it.
Yeah, so there are 6 ideas for you guys. I'll probably make those the Spotify and YouTube poll, which one you think's best out of those 6.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably what we'll do this month. Yeah, and any ideas that you guys have for pets and animals to be added to Minecraft, let us know in the Spotify Q&A, which we can now respond to as well. So if you guys have an interesting comment or idea, you may get a personal response from us, and by us, I mean me.
Yeah, because I don't have a Spotify account.
Yep. So, yeah, you guys let us know your pet and animal ideas over there on Spotify or on our YouTube comments as well. And yeah.
I think that's going to do it for us today. Before I have Carl read us out, I want to say a huge thank you to all of our patrons who are supporting the show. Our milk level patrons are Aerington, Aubni, FragileRock, Jronman, Loki, and the Meme Bug. If you too would like to get access to extra content and exclusive benefits, including our brand new Minecraft server powered by Bisect Hosting, please consider joining at patreon.com/The Withering Effect.
If you like the show, you can share it with all your friends and on social media. If you listen on Spotify, rate and follow us so you never miss a future episode. Or if you listen on Apple Podcasts, leave us a nice review. Doing any of these helps the show reach more listeners. And you can also rate and review us on Goodpods as well. If you'd like to get in contact with the show, send an email to podcast@thewitheringeffect.com. Tweet us, leave a voice message, or join our Discord, where you can have a chat with everyone who works on the show and your fellow listeners. There you can also vote in our upcoming Mending Minecraft votes as well. All the links are in the show notes.
This show has been brought to you by our digital producer Carl and myself. The amazing music you hear throughout the show was created by the one and only Decoy. Everyone's social media info can be found in the show notes. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for getting withered with us. You should probably go drink your milk now. Bye.
See you guys.
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends?